An email signed by the entire school department administration team was sent to the staff and all the families across this district earlier this week regarding the murder of George Floyd. During the school committee meeting, Dr. Thompson read this letter.
Yesterday afternoon, we sent a letter out to the school community about the racial injustice that we are all seeing and the protests and what have you. I will be completely transparent and give credit where credit is due. Dr. Galligan contacted me on Monday afternoon with an idea that he felt that we should put a letter out, and I said I agreed with him. I also told him I didn't have the time right then and there to try to compose a letter, which he offered to do. So the letter is authored by he, and I'm sure, knowing how he and Mrs. Durain worked together, I'm sure she had some pieces of that as well. What happened after that is the letter came to the administrative team, and we were discussing how to distribute it, and we decided that it would come from the school principals, but it really is from the entire team, and just list the names in the bottom. So if you would, I'd like to read that, because that only went out as an email to those that are either teachers or students or parents in the community. So, dear Norwood Public Schools students, family, and staff, we write to you with heavy hearts. Our hearts and minds are filled with confusion, anger, and sadness. We've watched it, as you have, with horror and despair, the recent murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. As leaders of your schools, we denounce these horrific actions. We recognize that at this time, our students, families, and staff members of color may be filled with fear, confusion, and anger, and may be experiencing trauma as a result of these actions. We, with our entire staff across our schools and districts, stand with our students, families, and staff members of color. We see you, we hear you, we value you, we care for you, we love you. In the Norwood Public Schools, our diversity is our strength. Our differences are what bring us together. As educators, we continuously learn and engage in conversations around diversity, equity, and inclusion. Together, we pledge to support our students through these conversations, to challenge injustices and institutional racism, to examine implicit bias, and to remain committed to equity. For our parents, we have included the following resources from our partner, the Anti-Defamation League. As you know, we work with ADL to provide professional development for our staff on issues around diversity, equity, and inclusion. And this year at the high school launched our inaugural year of the ADL's World of Difference Student Leadership Program. Parents may find the tabletop exercises on the killing of George Floyd and systematic racism helpful tools for discussing these issues with adolescents. This is an ongoing series, and you may find the archives useful too. And there's a link to the ADL in that email. If anyone else would like it, it is also on the school webpage. Our hearts are heavy with these. Our hearts are heavy. Within these heavy hearts, we are trying to find room for hope and love that we so often pride ourselves on. It is that hope and love among all members of our school community that will allow us to bring a positive change. We ask that all members of our school community stand together and do the same. We love your school leadership team. So I just wanted to share that and make sure that that was shared with the entire community.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson and Dr. Galligan, for addressing this issue.